All right, day 29. We survived another night. Nice and cool, but perfect for open-ended A-frame tarp like this. Stay dry, stay warm. I was thinking of getting up early at 5 and walking up to Big Bald to watch the sunrise, but I was so cozy, there was no way I was getting out of bed. So it's a little after 7 now. Sun comes up around 7:30, I think. You can start seeing it peeking up here. We're gonna have a little breakfast now. We have eggs, oatmeal, moringa, my little camp stove, little fire maple stovetop here, and just some fuel. My other fuel can that I do refill all the time, the threads have become so worn and cross-threaded, I can't get the stove on top of it anymore. So I guess it's time for a new can. Other than that, we're just packing up camp. You see we got our sleeping mat. I've got another ground sheet coming because my ground sheet, actually I have two right now. Someone donated from the Southern Cookie lady, donated one. Someone had given it to her to pass along, but neither one of them are watertight anymore. So a little bit of seepage, not a big deal. It's pretty dry here. I made that big sheet of leaves as you saw, but on this side, on the bottom side of my sleeping mat, a little bit of damp, so we have it out there drying while I cook breakfast and get rolling. And I think it's another 14 or 15 mile day just to get to the shelter outside of Irwin to stage so we can go in tomorrow, do 6 miles into Irwin, resupply, upload a couple of videos, I guess, and then head on out to 4 mile shelter. That'll be 10 miles. That'll be good on a resupply and chores kind of day. So stand by. It's in the 40s right now. You notice I'm wearing a few layers, but I do have on shorts because it's going to be hot today and tomorrow and maybe for a few days, but we have rain and cold and maybe snow, but we'll see, coming over the weekend and early next week. Stay tuned. Okay, if you can read that, it says nature trail. That's the nature trail. What the heck have I been on for the last 300 miles? Well, the sun has poked out over the mountains. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll be at Big Bald before we know it. There's a tiny little blue blaze, apparently. Sometimes they have trail magic. Here, I just came up. It's only 20 yards. Look at this house and this view. Power lines. More stuff up the road there. And we're just heading down this way. Try to be quiet. There's people over there. Catch up soon. Oh, I forgot to tell you, last night, just before I went to bed, a whole herd of deer. A lot of deer came through. They were probably 50 or 80 yards away. They realized I was there and took off running. A little mini stampede out just outside of camp. It was really cool watching all the little white tails go straight in the air and take off. Anyway, you see that was the whole little blue trail right here. The AT is just down there, that worn path. Catch up soon. Some beautiful emerald green moss, I assume, growing on everything here. Just on the north side of this little mini peak here. Sun's out and happy up there. So we go from green to Big Bald. I believe that's it, right over there. About a mile and a quarter across this little gap. So we'll go down there and climb that and hopefully get some great pictures and video and just have a nice break up there and enjoy the sun. Hey, it's been a while since I found a good AT mailbox for through hikers. Perfect timing, got some letters to mail out. Just kidding, of course. All right, here's the view from Big Bald Mountain. Big Bald was beautiful, but the wind is howling up here. It is cold, the ground's frozen. We're gonna head down, or I'm going to. Rocket was ahead of me. The guy I've been hiking around for a couple of days now, so anyway, we'll catch up later. It was weird, my phone just went all black. Couldn't figure out how to turn it on, off, brightness, anything. There was nothing on the display. I don't know if I got too cold or what, but anyway, we're going to check our memory later and see if it's just wearing down or what. Anyway, I got to run. I'm cold. Catch up later. That's how cold it is up here. There's still snow, but of course it's in the shade on the north side of things. It's all over the place. Let's get rolling. There's Big Bald from the other side. Great views. Just too cold to hang out too long. Too many more miles to do today. Really only about 14 total, but 14 or 15 I think. We'll see. I think we only have 2 or 3 more climbs. Might not be too bad of a day, knock on wood, for somebody that's still struggling with steep climbs. Bald Mountain Shelter. Nice little shelter, big grassy area. Wow, what a nice spot. I'm gonna go find the privy, the boys and girls room. Look at this place. Somebody's cut up wood for fires. What a gorgeous spot. Look at this little manicured lawn. My goodness. Somebody had a good night here last night. I don't know what's going on in here. It's a double and a half decker with all kinds of garbage underneath and mice stuff. Come on guys, clean up after yourselves. Tin roof ought to sound really good in the rain. All right, gotta go find some facilities. All right, there's some beautiful hiking today. Mountains in the distance. This is fairly typical today. Just walking along the side of the mountain. We've gone up and over 2 or 3 little ones, but it's beautiful out and warm down here. Been going down for a mile or so. Probably have another mile to go down. And this is the kind of hiking I enjoy, although one leg gets a little longer by the end of the day if you don't change sides of the mountain. Anyway, might see some water coming up, so stop and have a drink and keep on going. Here's Whistling Gap campsite. It's right on the trail, mile 331.1. See some blue blazes over here. So there's water. It says about 1/10 of a mile down the trail there. There's plenty of flat ground. It's beautiful. There's some construction noise coming from this little valley over here, but I'm sure they quit for the night. Anyway, if you need a place to camp, I don't, but if you do, it's probably pretty good. There's a nice tent site right there. I'm still not sure why everybody removes the leaves. I want the leaves under me when it's cold out like this. It gives a little insulation, and if it rains, it gives you a little more separation from the water, not as much splashing. But anyway, in the summer it might feel good on the bare ground, get a little cooler. But right now, we don't need cooler. All right, we're coming up on High Rocks. The summit, as you saw in the pictures, 4,280 feet. I've read a lot of the reviews and I can see it from here. There are trees all the way around it. There aren't any leaves, so might get a little bit of a view, but not today. It's just not worth it up there. I've seen the pictures up there. Anyway, we're gonna head down the AT somewhere over here, and we'll skip the Blue Blaze for this one. You know I like to do most of them, but not today. Blue Blaze would have put you on top of these rocks that I'm about ready to walk under. Not that much higher, just a 10 or 15 feet. Anyway, let's see what's up there. All right, there wasn't much. You can see the rocks are right up there. You get a little better view of the valley, but just too many trees. Anyway, if you got time and are bored, go up there and see what the view is really like for yourself. For once, I skipped one, but there is some really cool views from here. But it's hazy out there, so it's limited how far you can see, but what you can see is beautiful.
Made it to Spivey Gap, elevation 3200. Nice and hot down here. Looks like the right elevation for rhododendron too. A little stream here and then up to the road. Some tent sites back in there. Plenty of water. Looks like a nice place for a break. See some people up on the road. See what's going on up here. I see a little trail magic here. Who's it with? What's your name?
Emoji.
Emoji. I was just reading your name from last year on the comments 5 minutes ago. What you got today, Emoji?
I got a trunk full of food.
Trunk full of food. Uh-oh. I don't have a trunk full of stomach. Well, trail magic was awesome. Thank you, Emoji. Just a short climb out of there. There's a nice waterfall and bridge. Today's moment of Zen. See if I can walk and video at the same time. A lot of rocks, little rocks I'm stepping over, so I'll be looking at the ground. Forgive me. Hey, I forgot to mention, check out Emoji's poetry that hopefully I remember to put into the middle of this video. If so, check it out. She has some really nice poetry. I think her website or Facebook page are on there. She generally has the fundraising or the support to do the trail magic, but if you felt like it, I believe there's ways in the description there or on Facebook or on that page. If you wanted to donate a couple of bucks, feel free to, but not compelled to. Super awesome lady. She's been doing it like 5 years. She goes out 3 to 6 days a week and doesn't accept money for anything, you know. Said if when you get off the trail, if you feel compelled, there's a way to donate, but it's not expected or asked for at all. And she had a trunk full of food, so I took what I needed to eat on the spot and save some of the other resupply for people who may need it more than I do. I don't know, but she had everything in there, and great company. Anyway, check out her Facebook page and her poetry. I've attached a couple of screenshots too, hopefully. Another thing Emoji mentioned is don't send your cold weather gear home before Mother's Day. What do you guys think of that as a general rule of thumb? Obviously, you gotta check the weather and see what's coming on, but is that a good date to start thinking about sending some cold weather gear home? I have my own ideas, but I'm curious what you think. That'll knock 3 or 4 pounds off my pack. I'm in no hurry to do it, as some people probably mistook when I was doing the gear video. But when it's time, and it'll be a welcome relief to shed a little more weight. So Mother's Day, cold weather gear sent home. And if I call her Moji, I apologize. I was in a small town in Japan called Moji when COVID started. And some reason I've always hear the creek I always think emoji every time I hear emoji. Anyway, let's cross the creek without going for a swim. Any day now, the rhododendron flowers will come out. Honestly, I don't know what they look like. It's sad growing up in Appalachia, but I can't picture it. But I'm sure we'll see it soon. All right, coming up on No Business Knob Shelter. Guess who's waiting? Bob is waiting again. This is mile 338.3. Water source was about 2/10 back. If you're coming up here, stop first and carry it up the hill. Go see what we got for tonight. I already see campsites. There are places here. Not so challenging. What's up, Bob?